Okay, good morning. Welcome to
FamilyMath number 1093.
1093. So on last week, on June 19th, I saw a really interesting tweet from a guy named Scott Gottlieb. So looking at the outbreaks in the southern United States right now. So Arizona, Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina. And I wanted to go through some of these graphs and show you what he was saying and also get your reaction to them. So let's look at the first one. Yeah, that's on screen pretty well. So this says, netting out the declines in the tri-state area. So he must live in New York. Okay. So New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut only. This is what it looked like. U.S. cases have been trending up slightly since April. So here's all other states up and then sort of going up a little bit. So what do you notice on these two graphs?
So I think the one thing to consider is that the New York area was pretty an early center for the coronavirus, and so maybe because of the intense, pretty restrictive measures that they took, this is why the numbers are going down, contrary to the rest of the United States, which is reopening.
Okay. What are some things that you notice?
I mean, yeah, this is kind of the early hit areas, whereas most of the other states weren't hit too hard, like in here. I mean, maybe with the exception of Massachusetts, but maybe that's kind of in this area.
Yeah, it is actually interesting that they didn't include Massachusetts in this, because Massachusetts, we were shut down actually, basically at the start of this graph, right on March 16th. So it would be interesting to see these two graphs with Massachusetts moved from down there to up there.
Yeah.
And then it looks like the other states that weren't hit as hard, like the states in the middle and the southern states weren't hit as hard as kind of the New England area was, and then so the cases, even when they have restrictions, the cases kind of just stay constant, but then as the restrictions start to lift, the cases are going up.
Yeah, and also from this graph, it's hard to see why they decided to open states in the first place, because you don't really see any downward trend here. It's just sort of kind of stable. And this is right around when the reopenings are starting to happen, and you can see it's starting to climb again.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision to reopen and to decide sort of when to do that and when not to do that. And when you aggregate all the states together, it's sort of puzzling. But it's also important to remember that each state's decision about when to reopen, which may have even been made more even like city by city, that was going to be based on what they were seeing in their city. But it's still a good observation that in aggregate, it doesn't look like cases were declining.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the second video and look at the second picture.